What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman for Awesemo.com, and I am back with my NBA DFS contenders on FanDuel for Sunday, March 6th. Now be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. Let me know in the comments section who your favorite plays are for today's slate. And finally, shout out to No House Advantage for being the presenting sponsor of this video. Use the promo code Awesemo when signing up to get up to $25 on your first deposit. Now we're rounding out the bottom of my top 10 with Christian Wood, Pascal Siakam, Nikola Jokic, Gary Trent, and Evan Fournier on the outside looking in. Who will be my favorites? My top 5 plays for today? It's time to find out. In first at number 5, I'm looking at Jaren Jackson Jr. He's power forward center eligible, 6,700. Projected for 37.5. The goal, about 47.5. He's in the optimal lineup 29% of the time. I give him 29 minutes. We kind of know what we're doing here with Jackson at this point, but the benefit is that he gets to take on the Houston Rockets. They gain 2.5 possessions over their average. They're 11.5 point favorites here. I expect a big one out of Jackson. 1.29 fantasy points per minute in this matchup, 18 points, 7.5 rebounds, assist, and 2. Ooh, wow, I didn't even get that right. I was going to say 2.5 stocks. It's 3.5 stocks. That's how good he looks today against Houston. They bring the best out of just about everybody. Staying with the Memphis Grizzlies, in at number 4, Ja Morant. He's point guard eligible, 10,300. Projected for 50. The goal is 64. He's in the optimal lineup 31% of the time. He's incredible right now. 1.43 fantasy points per minute in this awesome matchup against Houston. 35 minutes, 33% usage, and 30 real points, plus 7 boards and 7.5 assists and a stock and a half. If you need to pay up today, why not go to someone like Ja Morant, who should absolutely destroy a terrible Houston Rockets team? But we're not done with Grizzlies yet. Number 3, Desmond Bane, shooting guard, small forward eligible, 5,600, projected for 34. The goal is 43. He's in the optimal lineup 32% of the time. Remember, 5-game slate. These numbers are going to be higher. 31 minutes for Bane. He's like a 1.1 fantasy point per minute guy. 20 points, 5.5 boards, 3 assists, a stock and a half. And just in case I haven't mentioned it yet, it's a really great matchup against the Houston Rockets. They're bad defensively. They play very fast. This one should look really good for Memphis. But it also looks pretty good for number 2, Donovan Mitchell. Point guard, shooting guard eligible, 9K, projected for 46. The goal is 58, and he's in the optimal lineup 32% of the time. No Mike Conley for this one, so 34 minutes for Mitchell gets a little bit of bump to his rates, particularly his assist rate, 29.6 assists and almost 5 rebounds, plus a stock and a half. Oklahoma City, not very good. Utah here, 13-point favorites. It's pace neutral, but we've got Mitchell at 1.35 fantasy points per minute. That's enough to get him knocking on the door of the number 1 spot. Now, before we get to that number 1 contender, one last reminder to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. Let me know in the comments who your favorite plays are, and then sign up at No House Advantage using the promo code Awesemo. Closing out the top 5 with Kevin Porter Jr. He's point guard, small forward eligible, 5,900, projected for 31. The goal's 44. He's in the optimal lineup 33% of the time. Porter gets the same benefit in this matchup, other than the fact that he gets to face Memphis and not his own team. But there's a pace up spot for Houston, too. 2.3 possessions over their average. He's a fantasy point per minute guy playing slightly north of 30 minutes. I give him 15 points, 6 assists, and 5 rebounds, plus a stock and a half. It's the position and the price that really work here. Using him at point guard or small forward is great flexibility. 5,900 for a guy in this sort of matchup. If this game stays competitive, I'm definitely going to want one of those 3 Grizzlies we talked about, but I love bringing Kevin Porter along for the ride because he is my number 1 contender. Alrighty, folks, that will do it. Those are my NBA DFS contenders on FanDuel for Sunday, March 6th. I already forgot the date. DraftKings and Yahoo versions of this video are around here somewhere. Check it out. Good luck tonight, everybody. Win some money. We're back again tomorrow morning for another edition of the Contenders.